John chapter 7. Jesus and his brothers. After this, Jesus traveled around Galilee. He wanted to stay out of Judah, where the Jewish leaders were plotting his death. But soon it was time for the Jewish festival of shelters. And Jesus' brothers told him, "Leave here and go to Judah, where your followers can see your miracles. You can't be famous if you hide like this. If you can do such wonderful things, show yourself to the world." For even his brothers didn't believe in him. Jesus replied, "Now is not the right time for me to go, but you can go anytime, 'cause the world can't hate you, but it does hate me, 'cause I accuse it of doing evil. You go on now. I'm not going to the festival, because my time has not yet come." After saying these things, Jesus remained in Galilee. Jesus teaches openly at the temple. But after his brothers left for this festival, Jesus also went through secretly, staying out of the public view. When the Jewish leaders tried to find him at the festival and kept looking if anyone had seen him, there was lots of grumbling about him among the crowds. Some argued, "He's the good man," but others say that nothing is found with him who deceives the people. But no one had courage to speak favorable about him in the public, for they were afraid of getting in trouble with the Jewish leaders. Then midway through the festivals, when I went up, Jesus went up to the temple and began to teach. The people were surprised. When they heard him, "How does he know so much if he hasn't been trained?" they asked him. So Jesus told them, "My message is not my own. It comes from God, the one who sent me. Anyone who wants to do the will of God will know whether my teaching is from God or it's mentoring of my own. Those who speak of themselves want glory only for themselves, but the person who speaks to honor the one who speaks the truth, not lies. Moses gave the law, but none of you obeys it. In fact, you are trying to kill me." The crowd replied, "You're demon-possessed. Who is trying to kill you?" Jesus replied, "I did one miracle on the Sabbath, and you were amazed. But you work on the Sabbath too. When you obey Moses' laws of conscription, actually this tradition of Christian began with the Patriarchs long before the law of Moses. For the circumcising your son falls on the Sabbath. You go ahead and do it so as break the law of Moses. So why you be angry with me healing the man on the Sabbath? Look briefly the surface. so can judge correctly. Is Jesus the Messiah? Some people who lived in Jerusalem started asking each other, is this man the man they are trying to kill? But here he is speaking in the public, and he says nothing to himself could possibly believe in that he is the Messiah. But how can it be? For know where this man comes from, will the Messiah come from, will appear. No one will know where he comes from. While Jesus was teaching in the temple, he called out, "Yes, you know me, and I know you, where you come from, but I am not the one on my own. The one who sent me is true, and you do not know him. But I know him because I come from him, and he sent me to you." Yet then the leaders tried to arrest him, but no one had laid a hand on him because that time that had not yet come. Many among the crowds at the temple believed in him. After they said, "Will you expect the Messiah to do more miraculous signs than anyone has done?" When the Pharisees heard the crowds whispering such things, they and the leading priests that sent the temple guards to arrest Jesus. But Jesus told them, "Will you be the only one, only a little longer? Then I will return to the one who sent me. You cannot go with me, and you cannot go where I'm going." The Jewish leaders were puzzled by this statement where the planning to go. They asked, the leaving of the country and going to the Jews or other lands? Maybe he will even teach the Greeks. What does the man mean when he says, you will search me, but you cannot find me. You cannot go where I'm going." Jesus promises living water. On the last day and climax at the festival, of this festival, Jesus stood and shouted to the crowd, "Anyone who is thirsty may come to me. Anyone who believes in me may come and drink, for the scriptures declare river of waters, living waters flowing from his heart." When he said living waters, he was speaking of the Spirit, the one who would be given to everyone who believing in him. But the Spirit had not yet been given because Jesus has not yet entered his glory. Division and unbelievable. When the crowd heard him say something of the declare, "Certainly, this man is the prophet we've been expecting." Others, he said, the Messiah. Still others to come, but he can't be will the Messiah come from the Galilee. For the scriptures clearly state the Messiah will be born in the royal line of David in Bethlehem, the village where King David was born. So the crowd was divided about him. So some even wanted to arrest him, but no one laid a hand on him. When the temple guards returned without having arresting Jesus, Jesus was leading priests and Pharisees, demanding, "Why didn't you bring him in? We have never responded to anyone who speaks like this." The guards responded, "Have you been led astray too?" The Pharisees mocked. "This is the single one who is the ruler or Pharisees who believe in him. This foolish crowd follows him, but they are ignorant of the law. God's curse is on them. Then Nicodemus, the leader met with Jesus earlier, spoke up. "This is a legal convent," and the man, before given a hearing, asked. They replied, "Are you from Galilee too? Search the scriptures and see for yourself. No prophet ever comes from Galilee." Then meeting broke up. Everybody went home.